That's a clip of the song California Love from Death Row Records that we found on YouTube. A huge hit 15 years ago for Tupac Shakur and Dr. Dre. Now, Dr. Dre went on to have a lot more hits, but Tupac was shot and killed in 1996, so we haven't heard anything from him recently. Or have we? Did you hear about the Snoop Dogg show at Coachella this weekend? Huge music festival in the California desert. Take a look at this concert footage we found on YouTube. Look really closely.
What up, Snoop? What's up, man? What the is up, Coachella? Throw up a motherfucking finger. Yeah. Machiavelli in this.
Wow. Wait, was that Tupac Shakur on stage at Coachella? For years, there's been a conspiracy theories about faking his death. Is it possible that he actually performed? Let's take a look at another clip from YouTube.
Come with me. Hail Mary, run quick speed. But do we have it now? If you want to ride or die.
Is it possible Tupac back from the dead for the crowd at Coachella? Or, as many claim, is it really a high-tech, fancy hologram? Joining me tonight to talk all about this and the mystery, Derek Parker, the author of Notorious C.O.P. He has a DVD, Black and Blue Legends of a Hip-Hop Cop. Also joining me tonight, the co-founder of Herb.com, Raymond Leon Roker. Thank you both for being here. Raymond, let me start with you on the phone. That was just some high-tech version of Tupac, right? That wasn't really him.
As far as we know, it was him. But as far as exactly how they got all of that to sync up and where that footage and where that image came from, a mystery to me personally. But it was quite convincing.
Yeah, unbelievable. Derek, what was your take when you saw this?
It was a great hologram. I mean, his image was really good.
Now, Derek, the other mystery surrounding Tupac, obviously, is that is a case that still to this day remains unsolved. Why is that, Derek?
Well, because the Tupac case now is what you consider a cold case. That means all the leads have been exhausted in this case, and there is no statute of limitations. It's open still, but it's still a cold case, so it's not fresh, as they say.
Well, but I mean, there's no one who can come forward with the information on this one. Raymond, let me ask you, Raymond, as you look at the legend of Tupac, and he is, I think, raised to that level in the world of hip-hop, right? As he's a legend, died young, yet no one's ever been brought to justice for the murder. And then you have something like this at Coachella that sort of adds to the mythic legend of Tupac. Why do you think, still to this day, no one has been brought to justice?
I mean, it's complicated. I mean, in some ways, it is the fact that it's a cold case, but unfortunately, it falls into this realm of a lot of silent witnesses, witnesses that may not even be alive at this point, and a lot of staked interests on various sides of the equation that have probably just kept things kind of at bay for all of these years. And it's unfortunate. And the same with Biggie Smalls. I mean, it's a similar situation, even though there's a lot known about that. In fact, many people have a clear understanding that have studied it as to even what occurred in that situation. But I just think it's just maybe lost to the annals of history. It'll come out like a JFK things did decades later, maybe.
Derek, do you believe there's people that know exactly what happened?
Yes, I do.
And why wouldn't these? What's the basis for people not coming forward, not wanting justice in this mystery? And if you want to talk about Biggie Smalls as well.
Well, the two cases are sort of linked. It's just that the Las Vegas PD and the LAPD doesn't have all the cooperating witnesses that they need to have in this investigation to bring it forward for justice, So it's still open investigation, and like you said, there's a lot of cooperation and a lot of things that's needed, but it can definitely be solved.
Raymond, do you think, what do you think this Coachella performance does to the conspiracy theorists out there? Because, I mean, based upon, what this hologram is saying and doing, it almost seemed like you needed to have Tupac alive to do this.
Yeah, well, it depends on how level-headed you are. I suppose for the conspiracy theorists that really do believe that Pac is out there and in some ways is still kind of puppeteering all of this activity and still releasing records, it plays right into that, and I think it's kind of almost fun because you really say, well, how could he have done this, and how would he know this, exactly how to connect all of that, those old verses to today, and the Coachella shout-out and all of that stuff, which obviously, through technology, all of that stuff can be managed. But, I think it plays into that. That's actually the only reason why this has such resonance. If Tupac didn't have that kind of Elvis or Jesus on Toast type of legendary status, you really wouldn't have the same resonance for a hologram that popped up there. Nate Dogg was part of a kind of a montage that ran just a few minutes before this, and it was nice. It was an ode. It felt like kind of what the Grammys might have done, but the Pac thing was haunting and amazing, considering that Pac was killed 3 years before the first Coachella, so. This is ancient history in some ways, but fascinating that it still drives people.
Ultimately, Derek, do you think we ever have a trial? We ever have an indictment for this?
I think it all depends. There's a lot of things, loose ends that the Las Vegas PD has to clear up, along with the LAPD. And once they start to do that, I think you'll have a closure to the case. I don't know if someone will be arrested, but you may have a closure to the case where it gets closed.
And you have your theory?
Yes, I do.
Now, and here's my question to you, Derek. I mean, your theory based upon talking to people and everything. I mean, do you know people that know things that aren't coming forward? And would you ever try to convince them to come forward?
Oh, definitely. I've always said it before. I even said it in my book that the Tupac and the Biggie cases are somewhat linked, and they could both be solved. It's just that there's several roadblocks with the, with the LAPD. In the midst of things with the Rampart Division and things like that, but these cases can definitely be solved. And I know a lot of people that were involved in this case, and believe me, I know if I was there, I would push to solve it.
And the other part is, if they do have a case, they could probably have Tupac testify now with this hologram. It's absolutely amazing. Derek
That would be
Parker
amazing.
and Raymond Leon Roker from herb.com. I really appreciate your time tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.